When you go through an internship while you're getting your CPT, that's how you're going to be successful. And I annoy the hell out of all you guys. That's the best part. And that's why I wrote the book, How to Become a Successful Personal Trainer, right there. I talk too much. I'm annoying. My belt buckle. We get it. That's why we brought on the angel, Megan. She's smart. She's strong as hell. And she was the fastest trainer I've ever met to charge $250 per hour. Howdy, everybody. It's your favorite trainer with a belt buckle.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Megan.
Here helping you pass the NASM CPT. Everything you need to know to pass in 2023. Now, we're going to show you some parts from our study guide. Our study guide has helped over 3,100 people. The 7th edition one that we did less than 12 months ago, we've already helped 1,100 people. Now, if you want to become a successful personal trainer, you got to show up. Are we biased? Yes, we're biased. We're the best out there. We have the best CPT program. Show Up Fitness CPT. You will be qualified. NASM, it's a textbook. ISSA, it's a textbook. ACE, it's a textbook. ACSM, NSCA, NCSF. 90% of textbook trainers quit within the first year. I'm not making this stuff up. I did one of the largest surveys ever conducted. Managers at Equinox, Lifetime Crunch, LA Fitness 24, who oversaw over 10,000 trainers. And in their survey, they reported 90% don't make it through the corporate environment in gyms. 90%. We want you to be successful. So when you read a textbook, this is what the people are doing. Oh, shit, that's confusing. Skip that. Hypertrophy? I can't say that word. What the hell does that mean? We go in and go, how to pass this test. And then you get some annoying guy like me or some nerdy guy over here or girl telling you, oh, this is what you need to do to pass. Read the whole textbook. No, stop it. You need to pass this as quickly as you can. Because as a trainer, you got to work with your hands. And this doesn't teach you how to do that. So we're going to teach you today, if you cannot get a refund from whatever certification that you've got within the last 28 days, if you cannot, we can get you to pass it. We had one of our Show Up in the CPTs who passed it in 4 days. There are certain gyms that may just want NASM. They may want ACE. F45 in certain locations, they want ISSA. They have a partnership. Lifetime likes more of NASM. There's a lot of gyms that maybe you've never heard of Show Up Fitness. If you came to Show Up Fitness, you have to have your Show Up Fitness CPT. No other certification will work. I have my CSCS. I don't care. You have to go through our CPT because you understand movement. 17 muscles of the shoulder, 20 of the lower body. So ask yourself, instead of what's the best certification, where do you want to be a year from now? We have trainers at Equinox, Santa Monica, Berkeley, San Francisco, San Diego, La Costa, Houston, Chicago, and Miami, all #1 trainers at their respected gyms at Equinox. And I'd say for the most part, Equinox is referred to as one of the best gyms out there. They've gone through Show Up Fitness. When you go through an internship while you're getting your CPT, that's how you're going to be successful. And I annoy the hell out of all you guys. That's the best part. And that's why I wrote the book, How to Become a Successful Personal Trainer, right there. I talk too much. I'm annoying. My belt buckle. We get it. That's why we brought on the angel, Megan. She's smart. She's strong as hell. And she was the fastest trainer I've ever met to charge $250 per hour. She knows how to train. And that's why we brought her on the team. So we have different personalities. It's all a show to see how many panties and jock straps we can get into a bundle. But at the end of the day, you can get a hold of me. I'll hop on a Zoom call with you. I'll hop on Instagram Live to see if you're ready and truly understand this stuff. But that's the easy part. How's your resume look? Do you know how to interview? If I were to ask you why you should work for Show Up Fitness and you go, I have a lot of certifications. You have shitty body language, no eye contact. I'm not going to hire you. So our goal here is to get you to pass the NASM CPT as quickly as you can. We're going to focus on the main chapters. And what are they, Megan?
They are 4, 7, 11, 12, 13, and 21.
So the guide is going to trim off all the fat. 40 pages. That's what you focus on. Now, some confusing questions people have. Like, well, A couple times you say, don't read a chapter. Yeah, well, you don't need to know certain chapters. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Where'd you go? Chapter 8, you don't need to read it. But then I say this one, read this one twice. But you say we don't need the textbook. You don't need the textbook. But there's a lot of people that have the textbook. And you're freaking neurotic as hell and you want to read it. Because you go out there and you're taking tests on NASM's page and you buy this study guide and this person has a Quizlet. Oh, this guy's... Ask those people who you're getting that information from if they've helped 3,100 people pass it. That's the main thing you should be asking. And we absolutely can. So you do not need the textbook, but if you want it for whatever reason, we're going to tell you what to focus on. We've had people fail with the guide. Holy shit, how is that possible? Because they didn't listen. And they send us their report card. And for program design, which is going to be the OPT model, they got 50%. You're going to see from program design, exercise technique, and the assessment, it's more than 60% of the exam. If you're not getting in the 80s and 90s on that, and I'm not talking about taking these quizzes somewhere else, but on the final exam, you're going to fail. And ask yourself, if you do fail, if you would have passed, would you feel confident and are you competent to start training people? And if that answer is no, why are you taking it again? I already spent $3,000 on a bundle. I'm just going to spend another $200. And you go through our Show Up Fitness CPT, you will know anatomy of the shoulder, muscles of the lower body, movement patterns, how to program and be able to articulate that. Because we have live calls. You get to communicate with instructors. Megan's one of our instructors. You have Josh, you have Katie, you have Travis. We go through anatomy. We help you program in real life scenarios. We have our trainers who are at Equinox teach classes. Using our CCA, you're going to be able to learn, okay, well, I know where to regress and progress based on my environment. All right, so these are the vocab words that you should know. Top 10, relative flexibility, reciprocal inhibition, synergistic dominance, pre-contemplation, gluconeogenesis, extrinsic motivation. So we're going to start off by getting into chapter 4, which you need to look at. These will have questions on there. Where's chapter 4? You need to know, what do we need to know, Megan?
So they have the motivations that you see there, and then you'll have the behavioral coaching, which you might get some questions about that, and stages of change is a big one. In the past may not have been done that many, but you'll definitely get some more questions. And if you know them, it'll be like easy give me's, but if you don't, then it's kind of hard. So know the correct order with everything there.
So you're not planning on change, which is pre-contemplation. Planning to the next 6 months is contemplation. Preparation is you're working out regularly, but you just haven't been doing it regularly. That's kind of counterintuitive, but action is you've been doing it, but not for 6 months. Maintenance is you've been doing it for 6 months. So understand the stages of change. You'll also see something on there, I think, on SWOT goals, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then let's get into next one, chapter 11. You don't need to know anything about nutrition, basic stuff. They'll ask you some questions on. Don't waste time on that. Don't get more nutrition stuff if it's just a textbook. We have an RD who teaches this class with us every other Thursday. You get to ask questions and actually learn what it takes to become a nutritionist. So with the assessment, you got to know everything from subjective, objective information, the cardio tests, everything about our friend, the overhead squat assessment, which is the dumbest thing in the world. Do not tell your clients they have upper cross syndrome. Actually, you know what? I want you to do that and see how hard you get slapped. Oh, Mrs. Jones, you have pronation distortion syndrome. We need a foam roll for 5 minutes, and then we're going to activate for 5 minutes. Then we're going to stand on one leg for 15 minutes, and then we're going to stretch and foam roll again. See how your retention is with that type of programming. Stop scaring people into movement. Be positive. And so you need to know what NASM is going to check you on. So that if your arms fall forward, your lats are overactive. You need to know those top 5 overactive and underactive muscles. And what are they, Megan?
So you have your for overactive gastrocnemius, your adductors, your hip flexors, which will say psoas, your lats, and then you'll have your upper traps as well. Obviously more, but those are the top 5 for over.
Overactive, and another word for overactive is shortened.
Yeah, tight short.
I cut you off. You can tell I'm on my 19th coffee right now, so I apologize. Go ahead for the underactive ones.
Underactive, you'll see your anterior, posterior tibialis, just the same thing. VMO, glutes, and then you'll have your mid-lower traps, and then deep cervical flexors.
And this will just tell you the stuff that you're going to get tested on there. These are, if you just type in NASM CES, you will find this chart for the overactive, underactive. We'll just memorize that. You'll be good to go. And that's, when I took this 500 years ago, I would only look at the answers. I didn't even look at the questions because they're pretty easy. They're going to have, gastrocnemius, psoas, and erector spinae. And then you would have your transverse abdominis. And so what's the misfit there? The misfit would be transverse abdominis because it's underactive. All right, so let's go to, here's another trainer we had at Equinox. We got them all over the place. I go in there and I feel like I'm a rock star because I'll have random people come up to me and be like, oh, you helped me pass NASM. Let's take a look at the OPT model. So what would you tell people about the OPT model?
The key thing first is just the tempo. You'll definitely see something about that. There's only 3 there, but making sure you know also the order of it. So like the first one, eccentric, what does that mean? And then the second one, isometric, concentric, isometric. So knowing what those are and the proper order for it, and then seconds of rest you might see, and then reps. Obviously there's, you have the intensity and other things as well, but I'd say those are the 3 main ones to for sure know. And then you can, if you want to, know the other ones as well.
So we may say things like, here's the page, begin again, because in the past I would get so many messages from these neurotic people and be like, how many times should I read the page? Like, first off, do not spend, I say 1 to 2 weeks going through this. People, I just got a purchase the other day for the guide and they say, I'm going to take it in February. I'm like, no, absolutely not. A week, 2 max, get this over with because the time is money. The longer you wait to take it, you're missing out on opportunities to build your resume, start the interviewing process, and to get out there into an internship hands-on and start training. So for phase 2, you just need to know supersets. Bench into a push-up, squat into a step up, pull up into a TRX row. Phase 3, tempo 2020, 0 to 60 seconds, which is not optimal, but that's what you need to know for NASM. And then 75 to 85%. Phase 4, we got strength, XXX tempo. Do not type that in a Google machine. You will get in trouble. Your husband or wife will yell at you because weird shit's coming up on your computer. I had a student do it one time. It was a funny story. 3 to 5 minutes rest period, 85 to 100%. And then the last one is doing your supersets. It's called PAP, post-activation potentiation. So it'd be like a push-up into a bench press, a squat into a jump. You're not going to see like which one is it, explosive jump into a leg, or is it a leg into explosive jump? They're going to be pretty obvious on upper or lower, or having one pairing, which would be stability. You need to know everything about the OPT model, and you'll be good to go. The other question is, we have a bunch of questions on here that we're not going to show you. But if you want to pass NASM, most importantly, if you cannot get a refund, go through and get our study guide. We've just analyzed our SWIFT, which is something we do at Show Up Fitness, and how can we create opportunities to develop more streams of revenue. And if $77 for the guide is too expensive, we're opening up $25 15-minute windows. We'll hop on Instagram Live with you and we will quiz you to see if you're ready or not. And we will give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And if we give you a thumbs down, that means don't take it yet. Spend another week going through it. We have our guides, $77. We have classes if you want to get involved with those, $25 for the month. If you want to just do a specific Zoom, $25 for 15 minutes. Sorry, not a Zoom, Instagram Live. We're here to help you pass this stuff if you can't get a refund. Are we confident in our program? Absolutely. So confident that once you get one of your certifications from a textbook, you go through our certification, which is online. We have weekend seminars. In 2 months, if you feel like you did not learn enough information to go out there and start training, we give you a money-back guarantee. So I want you to call these other spots and say, if I were to fail or if I were to pass and I don't feel ready to start training, can I get a refund? See how that goes. I've been a trainer for over 20 years. I own 3 gyms, Santa Monica, La Jolla, Los Angeles. I've worked with so many trainers, and there's nothing that just disgusts me more when people spend thousands of dollars on a textbook and at the end of it, they're more lost. And it makes sense. You're reading esoteric vocabulary, terms that you can't ask questions on. So when you show up and you're going through our slides, we have professors, registered dietitians, we have exercise physiologists, we have a team of professionals that are here to help you be successful. You get access to live people. So we're really excited that we are now international. We are getting people hired in Toronto. We have connections in Ecuador and Colombia as we move into South America. We are hoping to have a seminar in the UK in London this year. It's all about challenging the status quo. And someone asked me on one of our calls the other day, where do you see the fitness industry in 5 and 10 years? I thought it was a great question. And he stumped me. So when you're stumped, and I thought, I said, that's a great question. Where I want it to be is where trainers are respected. Because right now we're not. If you go talk to a physical therapist, a physician, a registered dietitian, ask them what their consensus is on the average personal trainer. Some dipshit on a Bosu ball battle rope doing inappropriate exercises, scaring them, fear-mongering, let's do an FMS, whatever it is, hurting people. We have a very bad rep. We teach you how to link up with professionals. Some of the best people you get into your network, doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, how to communicate with them and show your value. So when you meet with them, they go, oh, shit, you are sharp. You just told me the 4 rotator cuff muscle and what they do. Supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, subscapularis, and you knew that the subscapularis internally rotated. That's pretty impressive. You know, actually, I have 3 clients who are looking for a good trainer. I'll love for them to work with you. So awesome. You know, as appreciation, you know, I want to give you a gift card, but also I want to take you through a couple of workouts just to show you the value of how great of a trainer I am. And now you can pick up another client. And now that therapist is just sending you clients. That's how you build a book of business. That's how you turn your passion for fitness into a career. And we got into this to help people. I talk a lot. I know half of you are probably even off this call, but Megan is awesome. What are your last little sayings here, Megan, for everyone?
For the NASM, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people come to us completely confused and, you know, worried that they're not going to pass. But like you said, once again, not being biased, but what we do does help you. So listen to it. Don't try and get extra resources or listen to other people. Go with your gut. If you ever have questions too, like we're always here for you. Message me, email me. We want to make sure, you know, you get through everything, but like you said, mainly become a great, successful personal trainer. So we have those resources to make sure it's going to be a long lasting career. And all you guys got to do is show up. So
Belt Buckle Trainer, check it out. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you.